Hi, and welcome to the topic Adding the Lesson Objectives plugin. This Moodle plugin is known as a block, and the plugin can be accessed through the URL inserted in this topic session. On our Moodle course, you will locate the Lesson Objectives block in the upper right-hand corner of the course page. This block displays current lesson objectives in the sidebar to both the instructor and the student, and it allows the instructor to check off each objective as it is achieved. And while we're here in the student view of the course, the student is able to readily see what the objectives are for the lesson period. And by clicking on this expansion arrow, the contents of the block become front and center for easy reference. I'll just return that, and before we explore the numerous features of this plugin, let's take a step back and consider the pedagogy of lesson objectives in general. Why bother with lesson objectives anyway? Let's have a look at what the research says. Learning objectives serve as a concrete focus of communication between the instructor and the student. Objectives help the students focus their efforts and conduct assessment of their own learning. Behavioral theorists argue that the only evidence of learning is that the student can now do something that they could not do prior to instruction. And learning objectives are a valuable tool for teachers to develop a plan for instruction and for testing. Instructional design principles call for congruency between instructional goals, lessons, and assessment measures. From the student's perspective, let's explore what value is added to the Moodle course with this plugin. The plugin has been designed to specify the date and the time of the lesson. Now, as our course is designed by topic and not by specific day or time, the time frame is set to a very liberal 24-hour period. By checking on the View Objectives option at the bottom of this block, view is switched from this perspective into an expanded one. So from this perspective, the student is able to have a look at the current week, the previous week, or the week coming up. Let's turn now to see how the course administrator edits the lesson objectives block. This is done from either one of 2 points here. I can either turn the editing button on here, or I can go over to the settings block and turn it on here. Wait for this to open up, and we'll see now that we have some special symbols that appear up here at the top. Let's have a look at what each of these in turn. This first feature here allows you to hide the lesson objectives block, and for this demonstration that doesn't fulfill any objectives. The next area here allows you to move this block to the dock, and I'm just going to demonstrate what this does. Unless you're really short of real estate space on your page, I would recommend that you don't use this because it hides the block way over here on the extreme left, and it's a little bit difficult for the student to find. So we're going to return it back to the upper right hand corner. Each of these different icons allow the instructor to do several different things. The first one here is to assign the role. So if you wanted to turn it from the instructor to the student view or to the guest view, that's done here. This eye indicates that we can either hide this block or leave it intact, and we're going to keep it intact for the demonstration purposes here. This X, of course, allows you to delete the entire block, which is something we don't want to do. And the up and down arrows here allow you to move the block either up or down in the right-hand column. I'm going to turn over to now this little hand with the pen, which means that I can configure this block at this time. So we're going to activate that now. In this view, we have the opportunity to place in our introduction. Now I can simply type that in. In this situation here, I have already cut and pasted this from a Word document. That's going to appear like this. So I want to preamble my lesson objectives block with the statement, by the end of this topic, you will be able to. So this is the next block here indicates where that block is going to be appearing on the page. This has already been preset, so we can just follow down here and click Save Changes. Have a look now to see how we actually edit the objective themselves. So we're going to go here to this bar and click that. Now we do have our objectives in place for the current week, and we're interested in seeing what we can do with the following week. So we'll click over to that view. Just to give you an orientation, it starts up at the top here with Monday and goes down all the way through for 7 days of the week, Monday through Sunday. We're going to start by editing the timetable. That's done with this button here. And you'll see the way this plugin has been designed is that the instructor can add lesson objectives for up to 4 different classes in the course of one day. So for example, if you were teaching math 4 times in one day, you would have an opportunity to arrange each of those objectives separately. Again, for the purposes of our group, it's all going to be done with just one, so we're not going to activate these other lessons here. We'll leave them as disabled. And again, because we are working with all of the groups here at this, we have set that feature for all groups. And again, because our course is designed for accessing 24/7, we're starting quite liberally here with 100 hours and ending at 23:55 hours. And it's at 55 because that's the only aspect that I've got here in this. I can't take it to 11:59, for example. And that presets that up for every day of the week. We'll just ensure that that's all in place. Full day, every day, Monday through Sunday. And we're going to now click the Save and Edit Objectives now. So again, we're looking at for the week starting Monday, November 28th. So we're going to turn to that view. And the data field box is empty. Now again, for efficiency, I have cut and paste these objectives, and I'm just going to click them into position now and take this down all the way through each day of the week. And one of the tips that the designer of the plugin has is to indicate that there should be one objective per line. And we have done that, as you can see, by opening up the data field box. So we have got one objective on each line. Now that we have each of the data field box filled up, we are going to return to the bottom of this edit page and click Save and Return to Course. And before we finish, I just want to check to see how the student will have a look at this. So I'm going to go over to the left-hand side and switch my role to that of the students. And this is what the finished product looks like. Thank you. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and be sure to enjoy the next topic.